Hello and welcome to another Mad Hatter review. So today we are taking a look at the Triceraton Infantryman and Roadkill Rodney 2-pack. So before we dive into this, yesterday's video, very controversial, people coming out of the woodwork. I agree, I disagree, this and that, which is good. It's good to have discussions about these things, but I do want to just land on that for just a little bit. NECA is different from other companies in they're not Mattel, they're not Hasbro, they are a collectible company, and my opinion is that it's good for a collectible company to try to please its fan base, not just the new fans that are coming in, but the old fans as well. And that's all I'm saying. Just try to find a happy medium where both people are happy. I think, like I said before, can clearly release accessories, new accessories in an accessory pack as well. And also, let's just land on, you know, when people are like, you're hating on NECA. It's not hating, okay? Hating is, man, I'm going to go on a tear in a second. Hating is when you exclusively say, this thing sucks, okay? And you spend all your time and all your energy, this thing sucks, this thing sucks, this thing sucks. It's weirdly obsessive. Sometimes it can be fun, but that is hating. When you like a product or you love a product, like you ever been with your buddies? You're drinking with your buddies and they're your best friends, and one of them grabs a drink and he spills it. What do? You crack on him. You bust his balls. You make fun of him for the next 2 hours. You say, "Hey, stupid! Remember when you spilled that drink?" Does that mean I hate my friend? No. That just means that you're busting his balls, or you're critiquing him, or you're offering, or you're twisting the knife a little bit. It's the same shit when we talk about toys or collectibles or movies or whatever. Just because we don't like something doesn't mean we don't like it as a whole. Okay, you can love something, but you could also point out the things that you think are wrong, such as I did yesterday with the whole Splinter Shredder fiasco, which I still stand by. I don't like that a lot of the loyal guys that got to stuff initially have to now go run out and get it again just for some.
Which you were one of those guys.
Yes, I was one of those guys. I was one of those guys twice. Double dipped, so now I'm gonna triple dip. Thank you. Yes. So that doesn't mean never.
So you're also talking about yourself.
I'm talking about myself first. I'm talking about myself. Number one, you are allowed, and this goes with anything, to critique something. Critique the establishment. It doesn't mean that you're not a loyalist. It doesn't mean that you're not gaining NECA points. I don't get paid to do this. I don't get a kickback. This was not free. Trust me. It just means that you are able to point out, here's what I like about you, here's what I don't like about you, and that does not make you a hater. So that's it. With that being said, with that rant, with that definition, or not redefinition, with my definition of what a hater is, and there will be things that I hate on. Trust me, moving forward. You will know when I am just hating on stuff, because there are companies that I flat out are like, fuck this company. But guess what? I don't buy from them. I just, I sit back and I critique. So, with all that being said, let's get into, is anyone still around to even watch this review?
Whether you like it or whether you don't like it,
yes.
You're going to critique about it.
Yes. So, please feel free to critique my critique as well. But with all that being said, Triceraton and Roadkill Rodney, let's get right into it. Here we are. Lots of stuff to unpack here. Literally lots of stuff to unpack. Took me like 10 minutes just to get it all out. So let's start with the big daddy right here, the Triceraton Infantryman. First of all, I think this probably is the biggest in terms of like the NECA tune lines, and I think he's just a little hair larger than Leatherhead, and I'll compare him to. So right off the bat, paint applications on point. I mean, love the orange, love how much it pops. Love that they they sort of cell shaded the armor right here, so it's not just white, but just white with a touch of gray here. And obviously you have the animation musculature The face is great. I mean, this is just, it's super, super expressive. They just, again, for a character as out there as this is just a very, very solid interpretation. So let's just go to, you know what? I just caught a painting. Don't love that, but let's just go into the sculpt. So yeah, the sculpt, I know there has been some controversy on the sculpt in terms of like it being off model to the animated series. Obviously they only had, I think, the one episode, so there's not too much to go off of, but I do know that the tail was specifically pointed out as not being on model. The tail in the cartoon was just sort of like a smooth tail. This one obviously has the spikes on it, so clearly it's a reused part off of the leather head. I don't hate it. It doesn't bother me that much, but if you are, looking for something completely loyal to the cartoon, yeah, it's not going to be that. Although a lot of these NECA Toon lines, they are just, they're just modeled enough. If you compare them to the cartoon, and that's even difficult to do because, the first series of the cartoon is a little more off model than the later series. So it's just difficult to do anyway. I think all in all, I think this is a successful interpretation. I love the sculpt, love the paint. So let's just go into just the joints here. So obviously he's got the ball joint and it works pretty well. I mean, you could do like a full looking up to the sky kind of deal with him, especially for like a large head. So I'm pretty happy with that. Ab crunch, you're not going to get much there because of the vest. Ball joints in the shoulders. You have the swivel in the biceps. You have the bend in the elbow, and he does have the double joint, but I'm not going to push it. And then you have the swivel in the wrist, and then the joint in the wrist as well. You also have the hip swivel right here. You got the ball joints in the thighs. Then you have the double, and again, I don't want to push it too much. You got the double joint in the knee, and then the ankle rocks back and forth. And it looks like it's pretty solid too. Like none of these seem loose. Some of them seem a little tight, but none of them seem loose, which is good. I'd rather have it tight than loose. In terms of accessories, he's got this pretty cool bazooka. Mine came off with this piece off of it, and it's got this weird painting on it. Almost like I felt like I broke it off, but I guess not. I mean, it does fit on there pretty snug. So, but yeah, it's the Triceraton gun. This gun is pretty exclusive to this guy, so I'm probably going to display him with that. Then he came with this. I feel like this is see, this thing already popped off. This, I think, is the first time this was produced, although it feels oddly familiar, so maybe not. I don't know. But so yeah, just another gun. And then you have this looks like a sniper rifle that you can use too. I'm probably going to arm this guy with the bazooka, although I don't like. Does anybody else have this where this just came off? Because yeah, it's not very tight. But anyway, that's it for the Triceraton. Oh, and then of course he comes with a few hands. He's got his grabbing hands. I mean, these are all gun appropriate hands right here. So I think this one right here is for the bazooka. So that's it for the Triceraton. Let's move on here to, I mean, this was the reason for my feverish excitement here. Roadkill Rodneys. I would say, as far as Roadkill Rodneys go, this is as perfect as you can get. This is the Roadkill Rodney of my dreams. And so let's just go right into it here. The sculpt is completely on point. It's completely accurate. This looks like, I mean, this is right out of the cartoon, right out of the video game too, if it was pixelated. And then, so you have the arms here. Now these are, I guess, there's a wire in these, so you get a nice range of different movements that you can use. You can have him kind of like, he's doing a little break dance here, doing the robot. You can also pop these off. I think it's easy enough to pop off. And then you can even add sort of like a longer version if you want him to sort of grab a turtle And this also, I mean, look at this. You can just, I feel like if you guys are masters of universe collectors, you had that guy Squeeze, and he had those arms, and you had the bendable plastic in there. This does need to, you got to make sure that this is in there though, because it's acts a little funny. And then what else do you have here? So you also have, if you notice, I put 2 different heads on them. These heads, they pop off. You need a little bit of a nail to do this, but you can pop them off. And you have different accessories. So you have this one that looks like, I mean, this is a Battle Damage Ninja Turtle. Obviously, this is made for Raph's Sai. You stick the Sai in there, and you have a Battle Damage move right there. You can also put the drill bit on here as well. Sorry, dog is wanting attention, but let's power through. You can put the drill bit on as well. What I like about this too is this comes with these little dirt patches with these keyholes in them, and you can actually put the drill bit in there, and then it's neat because it looks like it just popped out of the ground. So yeah, it makes it gives the illusion of you have more Roadkill Rodneys than you do, because if I have these guys out here and the drill bits, it looks like I have 4 in total, 2 on the ground and 2 coming. So I really, really like that. And then finally, you have this little, it's like a dust. He's kicking up dust piece as well. And they actually help it stand, of course, too. So what you can do is, and by the way, this wheel right here, you can actually turn it. So what you can do is there's a wheel and there's a hole in the wheel and there's a little nub in there. You can stick that in there and then you can move him back and voila. So just kind of looks like, and I'll take some pictures, just looks like he's kind of like kicking up dust and he's leaned back. And now in terms of articulation, there's not really any. I mean, the arms will move, and there's a wiring in the arms that can kind of like, you know, the plastic is bendable, but there's no real articulation. The head does not. Does the head spin around? Oh boy, I don't think this head spins around. It almost felt like it did, but I do not want to force it. I think that's it. I think the only well, you get this. You get the little wheel part as well. And that kind of moves this way. But that's really it for movement. Really, the movement is in the arms and the fact that you can swap out the heads, if that's considered articulation. But all in all, pretty happy with these. I'm going to most likely try to get 2 more of these and kind of build an army of these Roadkill Rodneys, and then like have 3 Triceraton Infantrymen. But I'm excited about these. I can't believe I'm holding a Roadkill Rodney, a cartoon accurate Roadkill Rodney. This is so effing cool. And I'm so curious if this turns. I don't think it does. But that's it. Let us know what you think of these. I know these are being delivered right now. But hope you guys got some. They went up on Target for I don't know. I think they were up there for 10 minutes and then they went down. So hopefully everybody will get their own. So that's it. Dog is telling me to wrap up. Comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.